When I need answers about anything to do with personal growth, I go straight to my mom and my aunt. Here they are, Priscilla Babin and Tina Gilliat with the sister sauce.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Sister Sauce. Hello, Tina.
Hello, Priscilla.
We are here. We are here.
You know what episode this is?
No, I never know.
This is episode 44.
44. 444.
Yeah,
Dudley
44. That's a good number. It's like, it's like an alliterative number, 44.
It is.
And you know how much we love alliteration.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I'm doing a presentation this week that has some alliteration in it. I am giving a presentation at a networking event. It's this coming Tuesday, August 27th at 9 a.m. So for the local people, if you're in the area and you want to attend it, it's at the Coffee House in Araby, Louisiana. And it's a special networking event for the Women's Professional Network in the area. And it's sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce, I believe, for St. Bernard Parish. But it's a professional development session. There are three presenters, myself and two other ladies, Michelle McElveen and Lisa Laird. And they're both alliterative names. I like them already. And I've never met them.
Wow.
But yeah, isn't that cool? And then I'm Tina Gilliat, not alliterative. I need to come up with
Change your name to Gina.
Well, Gina Gilliat wouldn't exactly be alliterative because
be a
it
hard
sounds
G.
different. It's a hard G and a soft G. Oh wow,
Yeah.
What you gonna do? But what I wanted to
Gina.
say was the subject matter of the whole session is presentation is key, how to present and market yourself. And my topic is going to be on leadership lessons, living intentionally, and leaving a legacy. How's that for alliteration?
That is alliteration. That's good.
Yes, I'm excited. It's three relatively short presentations. So hopefully everybody will get a lot out of it. I am going to be giving away to every attendee a book. So that's something. It was a book that I contributed a chapter to 11 years ago, I think it's been now. So some of the information in it may not be relevant any longer, but there are definitely some parts of it that are still relevant. My chapter was on how to write a good cover letter to send with your resume when you're applying for jobs. It's not my finest work, but it is some good content. So I definitely would love to be able to pass on one of those books to you. So if you're listening to the podcast and you can't make it to that event, let me know and I'll get a book to you. I'm happy to share one with you as long as I have any left. But I have a bunch right now, so I'm hoping to share those. But anyway, I'm excited about that presentation. Again, it's Tuesday, the 27th at 9 o'clock at the Araby Coffee House in Araby, Louisiana. And well, it's called the Coffee House, not the Araby Coffee House. So I hope y'all can make it, but there is an RSVP. So if you want to go, reach out to me and let me know and I'll show you how to register. In fact, I'll put that link in the show notes for you too.
Cool. Y'all are all set up now.
How about that? Good stuff. I'm excited.
It's very generous of you to give out your books.
Oh yeah. I've had the books for years and I've done some workshops where I've used them as part of the content. And at this point, I still have quite a few books left. And I'm thinking, well, they're not going to be valid much longer. And they're going to go to waste sitting in my office cabinet. So I want to share them while they still have some relevant information in them. So I'm happy to do that. But I'm excited about the presentation. It's different than what I've presented before. One of the other ladies is presenting on public speaking and One is presenting on referrals, and some of the topics that I typically cover, they were already covering. So this sort of challenged me to think outside the box a little bit. And I'm really not a good marketing person. I don't market myself well, but I do believe I present myself well. I do believe that most people find me likable, or I hope so anyway. And I think that people feel I'm approachable. And that's what I'm aiming for, is to help these ladies feel approachable or present themselves in a way that people feel they're approachable. And so I'm excited. I talked to the gentleman that is coordinating the whole thing with the chamber yesterday, and I think they're expecting over 30 people.
Wow,
So
nice.
I thought it was going to be like really
Cool.
tiny, being a networking session in a coffee house, but it looks like they're getting lots of responses.
Where they
So
gonna put all those people? I hope it's a big coffee house.
super exciting. Yeah, it is fairly big. I've been there for a couple of meetings, and it is fairly spacious.
That's good.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
It has coffee.
And there's coffee, of course. I'll probably have to eat breakfast before I leave the house, so I won't be tempted to eat a pastry for breakfast.
Get you some eggs.
Yeah, good old 0 point eggs.
Sound good.
Yeah.
Do you have any, is that your hot sauce? You got some?
No, that's not my hot sauce. I do have hot sauce to share, though. I saw a graphic this week and I sent it to you. Okay. Total disclosure, anything with Ryan Reynolds gets my attention because he's a beautiful man. I'll just say that. But there was a graphic on Instagram with Ryan Reynolds' picture as the background, the watermark.
I think that's just to catch people's eye, because I don't think it has anything to do with
No,
him.
I don't think so either. It's not like a quote of Ryan Reynolds, but I saw it and it caught my eye again. Anything with Ryan Reynolds catches my eye. But the quote or the saying that was written on the graphic with him as the watermark is, if your absence doesn't bother them, then your presence never mattered to them in the first place. And it just really struck me. So I'm going to repeat it. If your absence doesn't bother them, then your presence never mattered to them in the first place. So if you're part of a group and you leave that group, or you're part of a family and you exclude yourself from that family, if they are not missing you, then your presence with them never mattered in the first place. And I've been in both situations where I feel like I wasn't missed when I left a group, and other times I felt like I knew I was missed. People would, I stepped away from Toastmasters at the end of June, and I still talk to my Toastmasters friends almost every day. And in fact, today I have an appointment to help one of them with the project that they're working on, and I'm excited about it because it should only take a few minutes, but I get to visit with my friend. So yeah, but there are other times when it's obvious to me that I'm not missed, and I think, well, then that was a smart move for stepping away from that. And so just some interesting food for thought. It's the opposite too. If you've had someone in your life, they leave you and you're not missing them, then maybe you guys weren't adding value to each other. But I know there are a lot of cases where people separate from each other and a lot of missing is going on, and
nobody says anything.
And nobody says anything. Yeah, it's a
Because
shame.
people are busy and
yeah,
life is so complicated. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I have a friend that I haven't talked to in ages, and I keep thinking about her and saying I'm going to call her. And yeah, I need to just do it because I haven't talked to her in a while. Just have no idea what's going on with her. But yeah, check in with your friends occasionally and let them know that you miss them so they won't feel that they were of no value to you. Boy, that can be taken so many different ways, right?
Here's
Interesting thing to
yeah.
think about.
Here's one. If you have people who all they ever send you is like memes, that's actually a kind of communication. It's not just junk that they're sending you because they send out junk to people or whatever. That is an expression of fondness that they're taking the time to send that to you. And
Most of the time anyway.
and especially for us ADHD folks, we'll send these little things. If you see something and it reminds you of somebody and you send it to them, that's a fond communication. That's not just
It's an expression of
the fact that and even if you've gotten that meme before a million times or whatever, it's still sweet that the person thought of you
thought
when they
about
saw
you.
it,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I like that. When PJ was in the hospital for a long time when he was burned in the fire, AJ spent like every day in Baton Rouge, which was 2 hours away from where we were living at the time in Braithwaite. And so it was really hard on us. It wasn't like a detrimental thing for our marriage or anything like that, because it was just what we had to do at the time. I stayed in Braithwaite with Liv and helped her with school and everything. And AJ stayed in Baton Rouge with PJ. So our family was split. And one of the things that AJ and I did to sort of keep in touch, but in a light way throughout the day, this was in 2012. So we would play words with friends. And because we didn't have time to text a lot or call each other, but every once in a while I would get a break or he would get a break at the hospital. I would get a break from work and I would pick up my phone and look to see what his last move was on Words with Friends, or he would do the same. And it was a kind of a cutesy little way that we kept in touch while I was at work and he was sitting at the hospital with PJ, and we were a couple of hours apart, but it was contact. So anyway, that was my thought, though. I thought that was an interesting thing to think about, how much you mean to people and what happens when you know how much you mean at that point when you're no longer in contact and the feelings are there one way or the other. So we have an exciting topic today. We always have an exciting topic, but this one I think is sweet. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, we're hearing about Be Kind to Humankind Week, which starts on today, if you're listening to this on Sunday, the whatever date that is.
25th, Sunday,
25th.
August 25th.
August 25th. It starts August 25th. I think it starts August 25th every year.
I know it's really strange because I agree with you. I wondered the same thing because it sounds like it's those last 7 days of August, the 21st, excuse me, the 25th through the 31st. So it's just odd to me that it wasn't like an exact week, Sunday to Saturday. But anyway, I got that impression that it was on the 25th every year.
Yeah. It was established in 1988, which was a good year. 1988. I was a freshman in high school.
Wow.
And the Lorraine Jara, or I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. It's Jara in Toms River, New Jersey, started it after reading an upsetting story in the newspaper about two young men in their 20s who were boating in her local town waterways, and the boat overturned, and two young ladies in another boat pulled them out of the water, and they didn't have a radio to call for help, but two other boats with radio antennas passed them and refused to listen to their calls for help. And one of the passing boaters reportedly said, "We don't want to be bothered." But then, and when they finally got rescued, one of the young men had died. So she was so
Oh,
devastated after reading that, that she felt she wanted to do something in in the memory of the young man who passed away, and decided to ask permission to have a memorial erected in a park near where he lived. And they refused, but then she thought, we'll have, a special week to be kind to humankind, because there's a Be Kind to Animals week. We should have one for people too. And so that's where it came from. And she's the founder. And so there, it's the 25th though to the 31st. And so if you go to the website, which we're going to link in the notes, you'll see that they list something different for each day of the week with suggestions that we're going to look at. So it's not in order for this year, because it stays up, I guess, in the format it's in currently. So you have to kind of scroll around a little bit, but we're going to go in order.
yeah. Yeah. And I love, Priscilla, that every single day is alliterative.
Yes,
So
that
I'll,
really, that, and the website's so colorful.
oh, I
Between the
know.
alliteration and the colorful, it really
It's
spoke
even
to
got a
us.
cute name. So the week is called Be Kind to Humankind Week. And the website address is BK2, the number 2, HK.org. BK2HK.org. So it's kind of, I just love it. I think it's so fun. The
Yeah.
the Sunday is called Sacrifice Our Wants for Others Needs Sunday. So like we said, every Monday, Sunday through Saturday is alliterative in the titles that they gave. So the first one, as I said, sacrifice our wants for others' needs on Sunday. That happens on Sunday. And just a few, we're not going to read it all to you, but just a few of the things they suggest is cooking a meal for a sick friend, inviting a friend or family member over to dinner, especially if it's somebody that doesn't get out often, take an elderly friend or family member out on a day trip, invite somebody to attend worship with you, spend the afternoon with some children doing something fun together. So they have some great suggestions. One of them is to join a fundraising event, especially a sports related one if you're athletic, I guess, because of it being on Sunday. So, for example, oftentimes you'll hear people hosting or running marathons to raise money for a needed cause. So, I'm not sure if there are any marathons or fundraising events like that this weekend, but you can think about joining that for Sunday, which is Sacrifice Our Wants for Others' Needs.
That sounds good.
I like it.
This one might be a little tough for me, the Monday. It might be tough for a lot of people. Motorist Consideration Monday. I guess it's not hard for me.
It's
What's
not
hard
that
for me
hard from
is
our
not,
perspective. We do this stuff all the time, right?
yeah, it's easy if you're always considerate when you're a motorist. It's the hard part is dealing with the people who are not considerate motorists. But there are some tips. Of course, these are all, some of these are laws, and some of them are just, common knowledge, practical ways to be a safe driver. But don't text while you're driving or while you're walking. You text while you're walking, you're going to fall in a fountain.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen that YouTube. But and be patient with people. Like if you're getting on a public transit, a bus or a train or whatever, and people are moving slowly, don't be in a big rush. I think being in a big rush is a good way to be a bad motorist in general. Don't carry out your personal anger into road rage, that's a hard thing. At most, I contain my road rage to just yelling inside my car, the people who I'm raging at have no idea. So it's safe, but be alert, be cautious, be especially watchful for people walking or riding bicycles or motorcycles, that might be on the side of you if you're turning, that kind of thing. Be attentive, be mindful when you're on the road, and show respect to other drivers, be courteous, and watch out for those school buses. School's back in session. Watch out for school zones. Drive the speed limit. Don't be aggressive. Don't bully people and tailgate and all of that stuff. Be good.
Yeah, I like that. Just one thing I want to add to that is about the road rage. If you're in your own car and there's no one in there with you, rage all you want. But if there are other people in there with you, I'm saying this specifically for one of our avid listeners who has road rage and upsets everyone in the car with his ranting. And okay, that is all on that. Tuesday is Touch a Heart Tuesday. I love it. I love it. I love the alliteration. Here's some things you can do on Tuesday. Mail an uplifting card to someone. Practice being a good listener without jumping to offer advice. People don't always need our advice. They just need us to listen. Call somebody just to say hi or leave a short note for them to let them know you appreciate them. Say I love you to the people that matter in your lives. You can volunteer at a hospital or a nursing home, or call an elderly relative and check in on them. Lots of ways to touch a heart on Tuesday. I'm sure you have some ideas of your own.
It sounds a little bit like some hot sauce I heard recently. Oh, Wednesday, one of my favorite days of the week. Wednesday, hump day, willing to lend a hand Wednesday. Oh, this means acts of service, y'all. That's one of the love languages. So you can offer to help people move. What if somebody's moving and they might need help moving? I will help you move, Tina. I'm saving boxes.
Let's hope that happens really soon, Priscilla.
Yeah, let's hope. I need to order more Amazon stuff so I have more boxes to help you. Unfortunately, they keep putting it in little tiny boxes or a big flat box.
I
know. My boxes have been
We got a really big box the other day from something we ordered. I don't remember what it was, but I got all excited. Now I just need to sell my house so I have a reason to move.
Yeah. Oh, and another one is help pack for the move. There
you go.
Help people with work, help a kid with homework, help a sick person by doing their housework for them, or if you know somebody's going out of town, offer to keep an eye on their house or their pets or get their mail, stuff like that. Or if you know somebody who has a problem with their car, you could offer to give them a ride. Drive somebody to the airport. Nobody likes doing that, but there you go.
Okay, so Thursday is Thoughtful Thursday. Be mindful of those around you, whether you're at home, work, school, in the public, whatever. Try to always be thoughtful and considerate to other people. So do things like hold the door open for them, allow a person with fewer items to go in front of you in the checkout line, give your seat to someone else on the bus or the train, say please and thank you, leave nice notes for your coworkers, pick up the phone and say hello to a friend in need of a little conversation. Some of these are repetitive. Get involved in volunteer work in your community, be more conscious of other people's feelings. You know what? I wanted to share one time. My friend Terry and we were working on a project together at work, and the whole point of this project was for us to help people embrace change in the company. And so we had formed this team. I think it was called the I'm drawing a blank, but the name of the team was something to do with helping people accept change and embrace change, right? And so we had watched this video about people having fun at work. There's a company that's their whole thing is fun at work. And the CEO is not called the CEO. She's called like the Empress or whatever. And it's all about having fun at work. And you could probably Google it and find it real quickly. But it was so much fun watching the video, and they made some suggestions on things you could do. And so we took one of the suggestions and we bought gifts for everybody on our team, but we gave gifts even to ourselves, Terry and I did, so that nobody would know that we were the ones that did it.
Mm.
So what happened was we just kind of snuck to everybody's desk and put the gifts on their desk. And then when we all came into the meeting, somebody's like, did one of y'all give me such and such? Oh, I got a gift too. I got one too. And so Terry and I were like, we got two, and it was fun. And we went the whole day until somebody finally figured out it was us some kind of way. I don't know how, but it was fun. It was a fun little thing to do. So something to think about for Thoughtful Thursday.
Nice. I like that. Friday is Forgive Your Foe Friday. And some tips are forgive yourself when you make a mistake. And just being generally positive and not holding a grudge, maybe even not against the people who cut you off on the road, not being a good motorist. Try to make sense of what happened, try and put yourself in the other person's shoes, and consider maybe they were just having a bad day, or what is it that, ask yourself why, this happened, or take time to communicate with people and make the first move. If you try and your attempts fail, at least you tried, and maybe do some research on the topic of forgiveness. It might be a good chance to have some personal growth. So,
yeah,
be forgiving.
There's that song, but it kind of gets raunchy toward the end, so I won't sing it. Anna Faris sings it in the Just Friends movie. Forgiveness is more than saying sorry. She sings it to who? Ryan Reynolds. Now you know why I watched the movie. All right. On Saturday, it's Speak Kind Words Saturday. And it is all about speaking with kindness throughout the day and not saying anything negative or ugly. So some tips for you. Don't text anything you wouldn't want everybody in the world to read. Think twice before you say something you will regret later. Remember that a kind word is never wasted. Bite your tongue before you allow an unkind comment to flow out. Don't gossip and don't speak out to hurt anybody. Use common sense. Just be kind with your words. I wanted to share too that for every day of the week, there are quotes. So there is a quote on each day of the week. And some of the quotes are really cool. Like the one for Saturday is speaking kind words starts a wave of love in motion that brings more love upon your shores. Molly Friedenfeld. So I'm not sure who Molly is, but lovely sentiment, Molly. That was fun. I love that. I'm gonna try to do at least one thing from each day of the week. That will be my commitment. I will try to do, and then
remind me to do it.
Report back on. We should encourage our family to do that.
Oh,
we
Lord.
should send a text every day. Today is Speak Kind Word Saturday. That's a challenge, huh? But that is fun. I love that.
My kids will get really annoyed with me. As it is, I send so many Instagrams to them that I don't think they look at them. It's too many. I overdo it. I'll have to remember. Everybody put a reminder on your reminders on your phone or whatever for each day.
Really.
Just put the BK2HK on a reminder every day, and then you can, if you don't remember what day it is, look it up.
That's for sure. Oh, well, that was a great topic. I love that.
Mhm.
What is it that you would like us to marinate on this week?
This week, I'm always seeing stuff on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. That's my not drug of choice.
Social media.
My social media of choice as of late is Instagram, just because you're not inundated with the comments immediately because they're all kind of like collapsed. So you don't have to see comments if you don't want to. I don't know, it just is easier to scroll through than Facebook. And I actually know fewer of the people that I follow on Instagram personally, so I can't be as offended. I don't know. But I find a lot of good little nuggets on there. And one I found this week, I'm gonna read it as it is. It's from I think this is from actually a Twitter post that was shared on Instagram from the nothing at KDog0_0 is the user. It says, I just told my wife, quote, I am sorry we have to raise children in these dystopian times, end quote. She recalled a quote that she read just today. Never feel sorry for raising dragon slayers in a time where there are actual dragons.
Hmm.
And of course, if you open up the comments, there's a lot of stupid people saying stupid things. But if you're a thinking person, if you're a marinating person, then I think you can appreciate this. And, I think what it means is that times are tough in different ways throughout all the generations. There's always something to be afraid of or worried about or to be fighting against. So you have to raise your children accordingly. And, sometimes being, a dragon slayer means being an advocate, I think, and being kind and doing all these being kind for humankind things. And you can be an advocate and also be a dragon slayer, I think.
Mhm.
And raise your kids to be brave. If you don't have any kids, raise yourself up to be brave and fight the power. No.
Oh yeah, it's
Fight the
so
bad stuff.
natural for a parent to want to protect their children,
Mm-hmm.
but then we find out when they're older, oh, maybe I protected them, at least I do. Maybe I protected them a little too much and I need to let them learn how to fend for themselves and slay their own dragons.
This is why I send my children so many memes.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. What would we do without memes?
I don't know. We'd
It
have to
would
make
be a
stuff up.
horrible world. I love it. Well, it is a great week ahead. We can try all of these wonderful tips for being kind to humankind.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to hear some stories, wouldn't you, Priscilla, from our
I
listeners
would.
about what they did to be kind to humankind
Yeah. Every day of the week.
every day of the week? I love it. All right. Well, until we see you again, make yourself a priority.
And take care of you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Make sure you subscribe to keep up on all the latest sauce. See you next time.